Hello and welcome to tutorial MSSH 2013. You're watching the lesson entitled Understanding Joins. This lesson will begin with a brief introduction to joins, answering such questions as what are they, why do you need them, and how do you use them, as well as covering some specific type of join, deal with jump right to Microsoft Access, and create three different types of join, an inner join, an outer join, and finally a self join. Let's get started. Introduction to joins. A join is a temporary relationship created between two tables in a database query. Now, unlike a relationship which is a permanent link between two tables affecting how data is entered and edited, join, on the other hand, are temporary, existing in and affecting only the query itself. So, in fact, when you create a query and show more than one table, say a line connecting those two tables, access just is used if you want to use a join, link those two tables together, since there is a relationship. So, access by creating join in a query just saves your time. So the only time when you really have to worry about if you have two tables that don't have an existing relationship, which is unlikely, or if you like to change how the tables are joined, aka the join time. And so relationships are permanent, joins are not. So I don't get it. Well, there are three types of joins if you can create an access, inner joins, outer joins, and self joins. Inner joins are the default join type in Access, which subjoins if you can create an access, inner joins, outer joins, and self joins. Inner joins are the default join type in Access, which will select only matching records between two tables. So, for example, if we were to have a query of two tables, TBL books and TBL order, and we wanted to see how many books have been ordered, we need an inner join between those two tables that will display only those books which have been ordered. An outer join, on the other hand, will select all of the records from one database table and only those records in the second table that are matching. So if we wanted to see all of the order alongside books that have been ordered, we create an outer join displaying all records of these books. And then we could also have criteria if we wanted to exclude any order books hereby showing only the unpacked records, or what we simply call an exceptional report. And then finally, there is what known as self joins, which will relate matching fields from within the same table. So, for example, here we have an include table, which is a supervisor table, which represents the same kind of information or numbers stored in another field within the same table employee ID. So if we wanted to know the logging of the supervisor was, we'll have to take the number stored in a supervisor field and look it up in the same table in the employee ID field in order to know that who is the supervisor. So in our lesson we are going to join TBL employee with TBL employee to just match the data, the information within that same table. Well, to just match the data, the information within that same table. Well, it would seem confusing to you, but it will get better when you practice it in Access. The query will be using first called QRY in our join. So opening that up, we can see that this particular query has a ton of records. And in fact, if we look down below, it has well over 9 million records. And the reason that is, if we jump to the design view, is because we have no relationship between our two tables. So access display is not a mistake. Access display what now is a Cartesian record, which is every single record from TBL customer with every single possible combination of record with TBL order, which of course results in a lot of records. But we don't want to display every single possible combination of customer order. What we want to display instead is all of our customers who have placed order, or rather all of our orders alongside customer information. So for that we need to create a join. To create a join, first we need to have our two table displayed like we have here, and the next step is to find the field from one table that matches the field in the other table, in this case the cust ID of TBL customer to the cust ID of TBL order. So what we're going to do to build relationship, so drag the cust ID and drop it as a TBL order cust ID. So that's how you make an inner join. So if we run this query once again, you will notice that we have a more reasonable number of records. It is 3046 records, which just happen to be all of our individual records in our database. So here are our customer name and the date that they have placed order in our individual record in our database. So here are our customer name and the date that they have placed order in our database. And that is how you create a simple inner join from inside your query. Creating an outer join, and back to our inner and outer join database. This time we are going to open the query QRY outer join. We're jumping back to your design view. You can see it's there a lot, like it is just like the previous query and the join that we have created. And here the cust ID is joined to the TBL cust ID. And right now it is set up as an inner join, which is displaying only matches from the customer table and the order table, which will give us a 3026 records. So jumping back to design view, what we want to do instead to create a kind of outer join, well, where all of our records of TBL customer will be displayed alongside those customers we have this order in the TBL order. To change the join type, click on this join line or the relationship line, click master highlight and double click it to open up the join properties dialog box. And on the top we will see some basic information about the table, the left table, TBL customer, and the field that is being used for that is the join, the cust ID is matched to the TBL order, to the cust ID field of TBL order. And the option that is displayed below only including row where the join row, when the join field from both tables are equal. We want to change this to option 2, which is a kind of outer join. We want to change this to option 2, which is a kind of outer join. Notice it doesn't say it is an outer join, it just describes what an outer join is, which is an include all records from TBL customer and only those records from TBL order where the join fields are equal or matched. So with that option selected, when we click OK, you will notice that your arrow of relationship will change from one to many relationship. This is the first time of an outer join between the two tables. Now with your join relationship set up that way, let's run the query. And now you can see that we have two more records. We have 3030 records. And scrolling through, let's go all the way down. We can see that we have a few records toward the bottom that we do not have a transaction date displayed. And that's what happens when we don't have matching records from TBL order. When Microsoft Excel does, that it shows the record from TBL customer, but any field that is in TBL order, in that case it is just a transaction, that there is going to be a null field. It just does not have any information matches matches to TBL customer. It is great for us because what we really want to accomplish with this query is to see which customer in our database have not placed order yet. And since that all we want, we really don't want those all customers that their order displaying alongside our customer we have not yet placed order. So in that case, I'm going to add the criteria beneath the transaction data is null. In that case, I'm going to add the criteria beneath the transaction data is null to find out the null record and the TBL order. And that way, when we run the query, Access is only going to show us that those customers who have not placed any order. And this is just one example how an outer join can be used in Microsoft Excel to create a kind of exception in the report. You save the query, and that's how you create an outer join. And types of exercise you have to do with double click. From third join, you have to choose the option 2 or option 3. Creating a self join. To create a self join, we'll be using the database file called self database file. Before we create a query, let's see the table structure to get familiar with a particular database. So this particular database is storing basic employee information. We have a table that lists all our departments, the table that lists employee info, table that joins the information about employees, then we got two tables that store the project information, especially what project they are working on. But the TBL employee table that we'll be working with to create a self join. And in this table is right now looks just like this. We have employee ID field, first name, last name, their job title look field, office session, email, and then here is the supervisor field that I was telling you about. And all it is really just the employee ID. So the structure of this table is not ideal. In fact, there is a lack of normalization because there is one field referencing to the another field at the same time. But this has happened quite frequently in the business world. Actually, we want to create a query which shouldn't display only the numbers but the name and the employee alongside the name of the supervisor. So we got a problem with that because that information is kind of hard to reference, but it's not impossible to reference. So closing the table and going to a create tab, we are going to create a query that is going to just do that, to create a query that is going to just do that, to display employee name alongside the supervisor name. So to do that, what we wanted to do is to select the TBL employee table once and then add it one more time, and we need the copy of the exact same table shown. One table is going to be the element, our employees table, and the other table is going to be our supervisor table. In fact, to help us track which table is which, let's right click on the top title bar of the employee table, go to property, and we're going to give this table an alias. We're going to call it supervisor. What I have added, and the other table is just an employee table. And then we can close the property, and this just to help us to find out which table is which. So even though this information is stored one time in our database, within the query we can pretend that we have the same information broken up with two separate tables, even though X is there the same exact table. So now to design our query, we can take the first name field and last name field of our employee table and match it up with the first name and last name of the supervisor table. But we are not done yet. We haven't tell Excel yet how to join the information from the two tables. And this is where it can get a little bit tricky. A lot of people will think that we want to match up the matching field, and what they try to do to match the employee ID with the employee ID. Well, if you run your query mode, it just repeats information the same person is matched up with the same query mode. It just repeats information the same person is matched up with the same exact person. That's not exactly what we want. Otherwise, everyone in this company will be their own boss. Since we have the field supervisor, which is storing the same kind of information as employee ID, that's our matching of the employee ID field. So we are taking the supervisor information from the employee, and we are going to match this with the employee ID and the supervisor table. So when we run our query, it makes sense that the supervisor should be the one that repeats what it does, which makes sense because when supervisor typically manage more than one person, and that is how you create conceptual and access. All it is is a matter of copying the same exact table and creating a relationship between the two different views of that same table. And that's our set joint is really making a copy of the exact same table and then forming a relationship between one data set with another.